Know what else is embarrassing? Yeah, cheaters in your World Series of Warzone. We knew it was coming. I said that. I said I can't wait for all the drama in a few weeks.
Oh yeah, we did.
It started coming out. Yeah, some guy, some kid named Chefgapparoni, by the way, has been caught cheating. So there have been numerous clips going around. I linked one here, which we'll show at the end. Let me talk about the other two real quick, though. So basically, the first one started going around.
We are live, boys and girls. Welcome to the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast, episode number 432. Now with a new abbreviated intro. Hope you enjoyed that. Welcome to the show. Today I'm joined by Tanner, who's doing a chew.
The non-patients got ambushed, huh?
Yeah.
It's our second ambush in as many days.
It's our second ambush in as many days. Yeah.
Time in the core.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Naturally. So anyways, welcome to the show. Today we do have some interesting, fun, and exciting things to talk about. And we do have some announcements. We will talk more about all of this at the end of the show. So if you want more details, then stick around for the end. Or you can check the timestamps if you're on YouTube or on apps. But briefly, thanks to our new patrons, in addition, we are going to be doing free trials for every tier of our Patreon this month.
Every tier?
Every single solitary tier. Wow.
Have we ever done that?
Never.
We've only done gold, huh?
We've only done gold. It's never been done.
Jesus.
So for the month of June, we're going to be doing every single tier free trials starting on Saturday. That's when that thing's going to open up. And we'll talk more about that again at the end of the episode. And we'll talk more about it on Saturday. But it's going to go bonkers and bananas. So keep that in mind. And we also have our first Patreon episode for this month live. We did a Season 4 Urikistan strategy guide. How to do well. How to win games. It was primarily focused on the early game because I think that's the most important part. And basically, yeah, the goal was to help you guys win more in Season 4. Because winning on Season 4 on Urikistan is actually a lot different than in Season 3. And we go into a lot of detail on that. But again, we'll mention all this stuff again at the end of the episode. So stick around if you want more details on any of that. For now, however, let's get into today's episode. So we did get some patch notes and nothing too crazy really going on here. Although there was something fairly interesting. Yeah, not much changed, but there was one very impactful Warzone change, which we're going to talk about. So we're going to start with the multiplayer patch notes, though. This was 2 days ago on Tuesday, the 4th. And I don't expect there's really much going on here. Some bug fixes. Addressed an exploit allowing custom mods to be saved with multiple attachments equipped to a single category. That's good. Let's see. That's pretty much it there. Some weapon and attachment changes. The RGL decreased camera shake dealt to victims by 60%. Okay. Got it. That was pretty much it. So, I mean, yeah, mainly some bug fixes and some very minor changes there on the multiplayer end of things. So now we'll go to Warzone, where we got a similarly small patch on Tuesday, but again, more impactful. So, first of all, the Warzone rewards thing, this was a good change. There is a category of challenges. There are 5 categories of challenges. There are 4.5, actually. There are 4, and then there's like the Champions Quest reward track, which is shorter. But the 4 main ones, one of them is called mode challenges, meaning you're supposed to like run the gamut of all the Warzone modes, that being BR, Plunder and Resurgence. And the second challenge, it was a Plunder one, and the challenge was deposit 500k in a single match of Plunder 20 times. Ooh. So which is insane. So now they've changed it to just simply complete 20 games of Plunder. So that should be much faster and more doable. So that's a good change.
Yeah,
sure.
and
that's those still Warzone, a lot of time, by the way.
It is. Those Warzone rewards camos too that you get for completing each one for each section. There are 4 camos you can get. They're not animated.
They are not.
I thought they were. And then once you said you checked, I went in and looked too, to kind of look through the camos, see what they look like. They look cool, but according to the preview you see, it's definitely not animated. So I wouldn't even bother going for it personally. I would if they were animated because they look dope, but
they look really good.
You do have to go for them. Like I'm on the last one for the first set of them, which is just, I don't remember what it's called, but the last one is buy an item from 3 different buy stations in one match of Warzone 20 times. So it's like you kind of have to try for that. You would get it easily once you do it, but the fact that they're not animated and the camos aren't that interesting, that kind of makes me not even care.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, especially with how many really cool camos I already have and they're continuing to release. Like the weapon prestige camos, those look really cool and they're animated. Obviously Interstellar, which is animated. Event camos like Rotten Inferno, that's animated. So there are so many like competing weapon camos that I don't really care. They do look really cool, but if they were since they're not animated, I'm in the same boat. I'm like 99% sure they're not, by the way, because if you preview in the very same menu, if you preview the Champions Quest weapon camo, it's animated in the preview.
Yeah.
So that implies that it would be the same way if the other ones were animated, unfortunately. But anyway, if you're a completionist type, that makes that Plunder one a lot easier. So moving on, perk packs can now drop from medical cabinets. Okay, I guess.
They already were, so they just let us know. They were dropping before Tuesday. They've been dropping since the patch went live.
Got it. And this, I don't know what this means. Precision airstrikes have been reverted back to their previous functionality prior to Season 4. What?
They were coming in too fast, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a bug. Oh, okay. Maybe it was a bug.
I think it was a bug. Weird. The way they word it, it makes it sound like it was the decision. If that was a decision, that was a really bad decision.
It was a terrible, miserable decision. Yeah. Either way, this is good.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know or didn't notice, PAs at the launch of Season 4, you would call it and then it would be exploding like 10 milliseconds later. It was
just pretty fast.
Really dumb. Yeah. So maybe it was intentional, maybe it was a bug, I don't know. But either way, they are not doing that anymore. They're coming in at the normal, with a normal amount of delay, as they should. So that's good. Next, let's nerf bunker busters, by the way. We talked about that a lot on our latest bonus episode, which is now live. But they're incredibly strong.
Bunker.
They're incredibly busted OP.
They are. Yeah.
At least have the same delay between them that like you do with PAs, and not have it be like mortars where you can call a million at the same time on the same pixel. Really insane. But anyways, moving on from that. This is the big change. The DG58 was nerfed. Except it wasn't nerfed. It was just ravaged. It was the incident of Nanking levels of destruction. Really bad and not good, and a massive overcorrection to this gun. Was it too strong? Yeah. Was it this too strong? No. So let me tell you some numbers. Minimum damage, which is to say, the damage you're doing at long range, most of the time on Extend, was decreased from 27 to 22 per bullet. Okay. Okay, got it. Max damage range was decreased. I don't think that it was decreased by a lot. From 29 to 18 meters.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, what the heck?
I was going to say that's not that big of a deal, but that actually kind of is. Because there are some SMGs that have a longer first damage range than that.
Yeah.
So if I lose a gunfight with my light machine gun to a super-y at 21 meters, because I'm in my first damage range with a submachine gun, which means pistol caliber rounds, submachine gun to a light machine gun, that's kind of not great. So
that's not very cool. Yeah.
That's not very cool, fun, or exciting. This is by far less impactful still than the minimum damage thing, but whatever. And then they added some new damage ranges, which I'm not going to read. So here's what they say about it. The DG58 was a bit too dominant at range. Agreed. So we have introduced a gradual damage fall off. You didn't, which keeps it competitive at those close mid encounters, but now falls off slightly as you approach those long range fights. Got it. So people have run the numbers. It's not a gradual damage fall off. By the time you get to that minimum damage range, which they nerfed by 5 points of damage, it's just not good anymore. And it's not competing. And it's not like this gun handles quickly enough for there to be some other upside besides using it at very long range. Like, it's just not. So they've completely removed this basically from the meta, which is a shame, I would say.
Yeah, kind of a dumb decision in my opinion. We've been talking about this for seasons now. They just nerf everything instead of ever buffing anything else to come up to par with it. Which I don't like, because the time to kill at range with this felt perfect. I think the gun felt really good at all ranges. So, I mean, it was the best at long range, but there's like always going to be a gun that's better. So what's going to happen now? Well, guess what? Some other gun's going to be the best. And what's going to happen in a few weeks? They're going to nerf that a little bit. And then some other trash gun is going to be the best. And then like you end up getting basically like that long range time to kill creep as the year goes on. You start the year with like long range feeling pretty good, like 850, 900 milliseconds or something. And then, 4 months from now, we'll be at 1200 milliseconds, will be the fastest killing AR. And it's just not fun when it gets that slow, in my opinion. And especially now with like the smoke meta and everything that we have and faster movement. I don't know. I personally don't like it. There are some people that probably do, but.
Well, and this is everything you said is compounded by the fact that the Car 98 exists. So we had this like solid long range option that could sometimes in certain scenarios compete with a car at long range. Now we don't have a gun that can do that, really. Yeah. If I'm at like 60 meters with a pre-nerf DG versus a car, I'm probably disadvantaged, but I have a chance. However, now, what am I using? A Holger? AR or LMG? Way harder of a time against a car, which was not nerfed at all.
The Holger just doesn't feel good to me. I don't know.
To see a problem. And yeah, the Holger doesn't feel great either. So there's just nothing competing with the car right now. And it's made Urzikstan. I'm not sure I've ever seen more snipers in Warzone ever. Like there's a sniper on 90% of teams right now. I don't think it's ever been that high ever in my playtime. Maybe, but not that I can remember. I mean, it's insane. So like, imagine if you don't enjoy sniping or if you just want to change it up. Cause that's another thing that's annoying too, is like back when the cat got released when they added the headshot capabilities to the cat AMR, you had some teams sniping and some teams not sniping. So there's variety in your gunfights. And also they were both viable, but not overpowered. So you yourself could use an AR for a couple games, couple hours, whatever, and be like, all right, I want to switch it up. I'm getting a little bored of using this, whatever, Bruin or Polemyot. I'm going to snipe for a couple games. and then you could still be fine. But that's just not true anymore. Like, if you're not using the car, you're just gonna lose. It's not great unless you really love the car. But there's no more variety anymore, and they need to fix it. Which we've talked about plenty, but I'm sure it'll come up more. But yeah, like nerfing the best long-range option and then not touching the car is just egregious to me. It was a bit too dominant at range. What are their stats telling us about the Car 98? That's not dominant at range?
Well, they're just going to leave it meta for longer. Yeah, that's all it is. We won't see the car nerf probably till Season Reloaded.
Yeah.
Because it goes like both ways. A lot of people do like it. That's what's so difficult about the snipers. Even on like Twitter, I'll see some. No, it was on TikTok last night. I saw some guy with like a nasty car clip, and like the first comments were like, "If they nerf the car, like I'm so done with this game. Like it's the only reason it's fun right now." And those comments would have like thousands of likes on it too. So a lot of people really like it, which I get. It is really fun to use, but it definitely ultimately ruins the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's tough for them for sure, but you know, it's fun for right now. But if I'm still getting beamed by 4 unnerfed cars like 3 months from now, yeah, that'll be super old for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that happened. There you go. So yeah, the if you do want to use an AR, then I would recommend, again, one of the Holgers or the, what was the other one people were using? There were 3 guns.
Holger, SVA, I don't know.
I think looks pretty good too.
I was seeing people say that too. I know I saw a lot of the wager kids, like World Series of Warzone kids, talking about it on Twitter, like asking, you know, what gun to use, because none of them seem to like the Holger either. I don't really know what it is, because yeah, on paper the Holger is like at long range, it's what the DG was before, but the gun just feels like ass to me. It always has. The Holger 5.56 and the Holger 26. Something about them feels weird, and there are certain guns you don't like, and both of the Holgers feel that way for me personally, but either way, I won't be trying the Holger 26 until the car gets nerfed, because you'd be insane to use that at all.
Yeah, exactly.
In public lobbies when the car exists, in my opinion.
Exactly, yeah. So, moving on from that, there are a couple of bug fixes, neither of which matter. So, yeah. So, those
MTZ
were
5.56, that was the other one.
I thought so. Okay, so... in addition to that, we had some other changes. These came in the form of tweets from @CoD Updates. We got quite a few. On the 30th, we've deployed a minor update with the 2 following items due to related issues. Disabled damage caused by the fiery residue of thermobaric grenades, and disabled the crossbow's explosive bolt ammo in ranked play. Okay, I've never seen a crossbow in ranked, so... I guess that's fine, though. If I did see one, I'd be annoyed by it, so sure. Disabling the fiery residue from a thermobaric is a very strange decision. And I don't know if they had intended this to be permanent or temporary. But, like, bro, your animation has fire on the ground for, like, 10 seconds after the grenade's thrown. So, it's just not going to do damage? But there's going to be fire on the ground? That's not a great choice.
Yeah, I don't fully understand
That's not a great choice at all.
Because it also still, like, your speed gets cut a lot, too, after the explosion, and as you're, like, running away. Like, your speed's still cut, but, like, you're not taking damage from the fire that's on the ground or whatever. I don't really know either. I don't understand it.
Yeah, super weird.
But okay.
So this was on May 30th, about a week ago. And then the next day, on the 31st, there were 2 more tweets. The death tax in Buyback Royale has been reduced by 50% down from 100%. To clarify, this means that players will now respawn with half of the cash they have left, less the 4,500 redeploy cost. So if you had 9,000, you would come back with $2,250 instead of $0. Crazy that it didn't work that way originally. I wonder how it originally worked, like, back in the day. Because I don't remember us losing all of our money when we died So that's weird. So either way, this is a good change.
Either.
This is a good
for
change.
sure. I mean, it made buybacks like not buybacks basically in the previous.
Yeah, because you would have to you die once and then you'd have to go find 4,500 again. Like that's super wild. And if you wanted to buy stuff, that's crazy. So that's good. The heavy armor public event has been disabled.
Let's go.
In public resurgence playlist. Woo! Yes. Fantastic. Best change they've made this season. Great. Stupid public event. Glad it's gone. Don't bring it back.
Yeah.
So that's good. And then 3 days ago, on the 3rd, we got this tweet, and I'm being precise with my language here. We got this tweet. Yeah. We didn't get this change, but we did get this tweet.
They tweeted.
The thermobaric grenade has been disabled across all public modes, and that's not true. It's just not true.
It's not
I can put it on my loadout. I can pick it up in the gulag. It's abundant in ground loot. I can hit munis for it. I get hit by them. So this is just fake news. I don't know what's going on.
So,
but this is a flat out lie. I read this and then I was like, oh, I'm getting thermoed. Okay, got it.
Did you actually try to use it in a custom class? Because I know it lets you select it. Okay. Because it doesn't make you remove it, or it doesn't remove it by default if you had it already. So I'm not sure what happens with a custom class, but they're in gulags. They're definitely in the gulag. I've used them, and I've been using them since they said they were removed. And you find them. I guess it's in ground loot. I don't know, because I didn't have them on my class, but I would be finding them, and I would pick them up, and I would use them, and other people would be using them.
And they would do damage, by the way.
They might by now actually be removed, not sure. But the last time I played, after this tweet went out, it was not true at all. So
yeah,
kind of cool.
So that's So, and once again, there's one dev working on Warzone right now across all the studios. Everyone else is doing Black Ops 6 stuff. So that's, to be clear, that's what's going on. That's why we get lazy DG nerfs where they just ruin the gun. Because remember, early on for MW3 and Warzone, after Warzone 2, we had very gradual weapon nerfs that were sensible and well thought out, and the gun would remain relevant after it was nerfed. That's gone. That's been done since Season 3. Now it's like a gun's wildly overpowered, and it's ruined. And a pistol's better now, all of a sudden. Okay. So yeah, there's one dev working on Warzone now, to be clear. And that will remain the case until Black Ops 6 comes out and Verdansk comes back. Now, luckily, by the time they just washed their hands of this game, it was in a very good state. So it's still plenty fun. But they are not paying quite as much attention to detail. And I think that's been pretty obvious for everyone who's playing. But it's not to say all the updates have been bad, obviously. Season 4 was, by and large, very good. So, anyways. Last tweet here, this was today. We've disabled the JAK Requiem aftermarket part in ranked play. That is the new AK aftermarket part, about which we have some details, because it is making the rounds on Twitter. Tell us about it, man.
We do, yeah. So, it's out. It's for the Kastov 762 and the Kastov 545. It virtually eliminates all recoil. I think it says it eliminates vertical recoil, which when you go into the stats, it does say it reduces vertical recoil by 100%. And then horizontal, it's like, I don't know, also 50 or something. And then gun kick is like 50% plus. It's a lot. But according to JGod, it pretty much virtually eliminates all of it. There's still a lot of screen shake because it's an MW2 gun, which is really weird because the gun doesn't technically like have any recoil, but your screen is shaking and it looks like it has more recoil than any meta MW3 gun. It's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
But it lowers the bullet velocity by 15%. It lowers the fire rate by 4%. So because of that, it actually slows down the time to kill.
Right.
So, you know, some people like it. Most people don't. I haven't tried it yet because I don't have it unlocked, but from what I'm seeing from people who do testing and, have used it, not viable in Warzone really. Because it's easy to use, but the time to kill just isn't on par. And when we have other also easy to use low recoil guns, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to use this AK with lower velocity, a smaller magazine size, and a lot of unnecessary screen shakes. So doesn't seem like it's worth running at all.
Especially because it lowers the recoil plots. Yeah, it really does help insanely with the recoil, to be fair. But yeah, like you said, who cares? So first of all, you can't use this in ranked. The only time I'm running an AK is probably going to be on Rebirth, if anything. And if I'm playing Rebirth, I'm probably playing ranked. So already, I basically can't use it anyway. But even if that were not the issue, slower fire rate is the thing I take most umbrage with, because you're just lowering the time to kill.
Yeah.
It's not like it has that much recoil if you just put on, I don't know, a muzzle brake. So then, why would I use this? And then take the bullet velocity hit also. It's just another entry into the compendium of aftermarket parts that could be cool and interesting that they make not good. They just ruin them. They can't get off the ground. This could have been, once again, and I've said this actually a dozen times now, this could have been a very cool, interesting aftermarket part with unique trade-offs and benefits, but they went way too hard on the trade-offs. Because keep in mind, this is something I don't think the devs really think about. This also costs an attachment slot. So it needs to not be a dead wash in terms of pros and cons. Because one of the cons is I can't run another attachment slot. I'm running this as an attachment slot. So you have to consider that when you put the cons on the attachment itself, which I just don't think they do. And that's obvious when they lower the fire rate of it. Why are we doing that? This would be... I don't even know if I'd use this without the fire rate nerf. But with it, I'm definitely not. So, it's a shame, but it's kind of what we expected at this point, honestly.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at quick charts of it. It's so even comparing it to the Holger 26 and the MTZ, and the Holger, keep in mind, is the gun that I think doesn't feel very good and feels like it kills slow. It kills slower than that at all ranges by a lot. It's slower at close range by 100 milliseconds, and at long range, compared to a Holger 26, it's basically 300 milliseconds slower. It's a kilo. It's over 1200 millisecond time to kill at long range. So like you said, it would only be viable for Rebirth, but even then, when something like the MTZ 556 exists, which kills very fast at close range and very fast at medium range, and is, again, not very hard to use. I don't really understand it, but I don't know. There are some people saying it's fun to use and whatnot, but it's definitely not a real meta gun right now at all. Certainly not if you're playing big map. Don't even equip it. But Rebirth, I can see people kind of being interested in using it. But it is not good compared to the, or when you look at the numbers.
Right. Yeah. So, by the way, speaking of the thermobaric grenade, want to go over this. This was tweeted by JoWo yesterday. This is one example. He is not the only person or team to whom this has happened, to be clear. So again, thermobarics, they said they took them out of Warzone. And therefore also they're banned in the World Series of Warzone events. Okay. But since they're still in the game, but they're also banned, this is causing some issues. Which is not surprising, by the way, because I'm not thinking about what's banned and not banned when I'm trying to qualify for the biggest Warzone tournament of the year, obviously. So here's a tweet from JoWo yesterday. Got 0 points for our best game because my teammate, Jace, threw a thermobaric in the gulag, which didn't affect his opponent at all. Because technically, thermobarics are banned from ranked. Then take them out of the game and don't have them be ground loot, duh. In my opinion, It's on the developers to take an item out of the game that's been banned and not the player's discretion to use it, especially in the gulag. If Warzone ever wants to be taken seriously as an esport, stuff like that cannot happen. Absolutely true and based. Joe O has had some untrue and unbased tweets before, to be clear, but this is not one of them. He's absolutely correct here. It's insane for you to ban an item from your tournament and then leave it in the game as like some trap for your players to have to avoid.
Yeah.
Like, dude, they have enough in their brains. They have enough thinking. They're trying to compete. It's insane for this to be a banned item that you just allow people to pick up and use regardless. And then you have to like manually ban them. And then you take away points even when it doesn't hit. It's just terrible. Just take it out. It's so dumb. So, yeah, they didn't take it out of the game, including
this
for their
also,
important events.
Yeah, so this also happened to Shaded Step and OP Mark, their team. I think it's them two, and then Little Reed Boy, Little Tiny Reed.
I'm glad
Reed
it happened
Jr.,
Reed Boy
Little Reed.
There.
So Shaded actually,
Reed Boy.
Shaded actually hit the enemy, the other player, with the thermobaric and basically got the kill because of that. But so after, so there were two clips. The kid posted his clip of him throwing a thermobaric as well, and then getting hit by Shaded's at the same time. So this other kid also threw his thermobaric, right? So then after, like, OP Mark's like, we're not like mad, like it's Shaded's fault. Yeah, like he shouldn't have done that. He like forgot, he's old, blah, blah. He made some joke. But then the other kid started to say, because OP Mark was like, well, why did you throw yours? And then he was like, well, I pulled mine out because I heard him pull the pin on his thermobaric.
Shut up.
So OP Marked or somebody syncs up the VOD, so right when the gulag starts, that kid pulled his thermobaric first.
Got it.
And threw it, but he just didn't hit Shaded.
Bro did a lie. Oh no.
Bro just absolutely did a lie. So he did the same thing, and then right after he dies to Shaded, he's like, bro, this guy threw he threw a thermite at me. Are you serious? And so then he went to the admins, got Shaded and OP's team banned from that round or whatever, or all their points taken away.
DQ'd that round, yeah.
Yeah. It's cool.
Did that kid's team get DQ'd as well for that round?
I don't remember what ended up happening. I think they didn't at first, and then maybe they ended up getting... I don't know. They're probably irrelevant anyways, because Shifty, Biffle, and Hisoka exist, so it doesn't matter.
True. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it was really funny, because he was trying to say, like,
that is hilarious. I did see that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Like, shut up.
Yeah, what a stupid... Oh, you knew it was a thermobaric pin, too? Not a frag pin? Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, that's wild.
Well, they spawned with the item, so he knew what he was going to have.
Oh, okay, that's fair, I guess. But still, yeah.
But yeah, it's hard, because you're right. Like, they're thinking about so many things. They're playing in this, like, high-stress tournament, scrim, whatever you want to call it. They're not thinking about what items they can't use. That's difficult. That's so annoying.
Especially
I would
if you
not want to follow that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like you're used to playing the game for hours every day and spawning into the gulag, immediately pulling out your lethal when it becomes available and throwing it. That's the strat.
Right.
That's what I do 100% of my gulags. I run up to one of the pieces of cover, I stop, I sound whore, listen to where he's going, pull out my lethal every single time, throw it at the guy before I push. That's what you do 100% of the time. So they're used to doing certain things, so when suddenly you can't use the item that you spawned in with because the devs did their jobs poorly and didn't remove it when they say they did, it makes it difficult and confusing for everybody. So they're trash. And don't forget, customizable private matches are coming to Warzone soon, according to devs in 2021. So.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's coming soon. 3 years ago. So anyway, yeah. So that's really dumb and sad and cringe. But like I said, Activision has one dev on Warzone right now, so we can expect things like this to keep happening. By the way, when Joe says like if Warzone ever wants to be taken seriously as an esport, stuff like this can't happen. That's so true.
Yeah.
Like, that's so true. This is so embarrassing for one of the largest publishers on Earth. With all the money and resources they have to be letting stuff like this happen in their own sanctioned events. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah,
It's actually just embarrassing. So,
it is.
Yeah, anyway. Today's episode is brought to you by our Patreon, where we offer our members all of our episodes early access and ad-free. Starting at just $5 a month, at the gold tier, patrons also get 3 raw, uncensored Call of Duty bonus episodes every month, in addition to every bonus episode we've ever done in the past, and a unique Discord role. Starting on Saturday, we'll also be offering free trials of our Patreon for every single tier. So go to patreon.com/thedropshot, look at all the tiers, sign up. It'll be free starting Saturday for the rest of the month of June. We've started changing up what topics we're covering dramatically for our bonus episodes here on Patreon. And here's a look at what the first one is. Our first bonus episode this month was a Warzone Season 4 strategy guide, which is now live. Urzikstan has changed a ton with Season 4. There are quite a bit more players on the map and quite a bit fewer regain mechanics. Regaining is a lot more difficult for a variety of reasons. And as such, the game now requires a different approach, especially in the early game, to do well. We go into great detail in that latest bonus episode, which again is now live, and what's working really well for us. At $10 a month, Platinum gets you everything from the gold tier alongside a Q&A app where only you guys can ask the questions or hear the answers. And Damascus at $20 a month gets all that plus a behind the scenes episode, a monthly Damascus only patron hangout. This month we'll be doing multiplayer customs, and next month's going to be even more exciting, and access to the Discord Damascus Lounge. And if you wanted to get real crazy and be a Giga supporter, you could always sign up at Obsidian, but keep in mind there are only 10 slots available. Did you hate hearing this ad? Then sign up for our Patreon, because then you won't have to hear it again. Let's get back to the show. We got a couple other things here, though.
Know what else is embarrassing? Yeah, cheaters in your World Series of Warzone. We knew it was coming. I said that. I said I can't wait for all the drama in a few weeks.
Oh, yeah, we did.
It started coming out, yeah. So, some guy, some kid named Chefgapparoni, by the way, has been caught cheating. So there have been numerous clips going around. I linked one here, which we'll show at the end. Let me talk about the other two real quick, though. So basically, the first one started going around. It was him getting full-blown aim assist through his teammate on a guy that he never saw and perfectly tracking his upper chest as the guy jumped. Let's be clear, he never saw the guy. Gets full-blown like aim assist, aim lock through his teammate. Lock,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's aim lock. So that was one clip everyone was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. Then there was another clip going around. There was some guy like lagged out
during official events for
this
points,
is during one scrim. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's another clip of Chefgapparoni, massive change it. His team's like checking this building for some guy.
Honestly.
I think the guy on the other team lagged out because he was aiming at the ground, just like spinning in circles slowly. So Gapparoni slides into the bathroom, pre-fires a few shots, looks right at the stall where the guy is. Couldn't really see the guy.
Couldn't see him at all in the
then
first
he's like,
shots.
Is anybody in here? Then he goes back, pretends to pre-fire another bathroom, like acting like that's normal. Yep. So he goes in some random bathroom, pre-fires it, runs back again, looks in another room. Then he goes back to the original bathroom and he's like, is anyone in here? And then he slides, locks onto the guy and kills him. Okay. So there are two clips. Everyone's like, oh, that's a little sus. And then this third clip, probably the funniest one, in my opinion, he throws up a recon drone late game and he's looking over to his right and he's like, all right, there's 5 guys in this building. Then he starts scanning to the left and he's like, there's 2 guys right here. And he says 2 guys before his recon drone shows there are 2 guys. It shows 1 guy on his screen and he's like, there are 2 over here.
Let's take a look. So I got this pulled up here on the video version. So go to our YouTube if you want to see that.
There's 5 people in this building fighting right now. There's two guys right here trying to row in by themselves.
Oh no!
There's 2 guys right here as there's only 1 on his screen.
Yep, it's clear as day.
So it took, from when he said there were 2 guys here, it was probably about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds before the second guy popped up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So very cool. He has now been banned. So according to Activision Adam today, after an additional account check, Team Chefgapparoni has been removed from the competition and is no longer in good standing with Activision. We will aim to replace We will aim to replace this team before matches on Friday. Activision employee. Got it. So, yeah, pretty funny. As we said, cheaters in the World Series of Warzone. And like I was saying to Raz before this, I just don't understand what these kids are thinking. What's going to happen if you actually make it to LAN?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? You're not going to build yourself up as a content creator because somebody's going to eventually catch on and you're going to get immediately blacklisted from the scene and be banned and be forced to, go back and get a job again. Or you're going to somehow make some money from it. They're going to find out you're cheating. And then there's going to be a lawsuit. I just don't understand these people at all. What are you doing? You're going to get caught at some point.
Yes, you are. And even if you don't,
so stupid.
You're not going to be able to cheat at LAN unless you are a computer engineer, the likes of which we have not seen since Bill Gates, and you engineer some kind of crazy USB root script hack kit or something to cheat at LAN. Good luck, by the way. Good luck not getting caught doing that. But anyways, you're not going to do that. You're 20 years old. You're an idiot, obviously. So that's not happening. So you're going to go to LAN. You're not going to have your cheats. And then you're going to break Wagnificent's PR for the most deaths on LAN in the World Series of Warzone ever. You're going to go 0 and 100 instead of Wagnificent's groundbreaking performance of the lowest KD ever recorded, which was like a 0.05 or something, because he got 1 kill, I think, and lots of deaths. So another cheater, by the way. That's what happens to cheaters when they get on LAN without their cheats. Duh. Because these guys are always playing with their cheats. If you cheat once, you always cheat. That's just how it is. And we talked about this before. When people get caught cheating, not just in World Series of Warzone, but just in general, they always say, or they very often say, oh, it was my first time, or like, I was just testing it out, or whatever. But it's always something like, this is my first time, or I've never used them before. They're always lying. They're always lying. If you're willing to cheat once, you are cheating every time you play. Duh. So you get super used to having walls or soft aim or both. And then all of a sudden, like Wagnificent, you find yourself on LAN without your cheats and you are not used to it. So not only are you not good enough to be there anyway, but you've also practiced with the bumpers up on the bowling alley, and suddenly you're rolling just gutter balls because you've been practicing with the little gutter walls up the whole time. So you've been used to like doing bank shots for strikes. You can't do that on LAN. You don't have your cheats, man. So not only are you not good enough anyways, but you're also now practicing with handicaps you're not going to have. And you're going to be fighting Biffle. So like, what do you think is going to happen? What is the best case scenario for Chefgapparoni? I have no idea. I don't know what he's thinking. But obviously, the people who cheat are stupid. So it's not very surprising that they don't have anything more than like a 2-day out kind of game plan for their life. And they just are not capable of thinking that far ahead. Like a toddler. They don't have a theory of mind yet. Barely. Yeah. So it's just insane. But yeah. And so I saw all 3 of these clips. I thought these were 3 different people, but they're all the same guy. That's hilarious.
All Chef Gap, yeah.
Yeah. Those are some fantastic clips. And by the way, in one of them, in the first one you mentioned, there was an even better part that made it even more offensive. Is he locks onto the guy who's literally not on his screen because his teammate happens to be directly covering the enemy's character model. And then he kills him, of course. And then like 5 seconds later, when the squad is wiped because he's cheating, he's like, dang, my aim assist went crazy there. End your own existence in a TOS way. Holy, how dare you say that, man? How dare you say that?
He's like, my aim assist is working. Crazy.
Shut up. Shut up, dude. You're not fooling anyone. You're not fooling anyone. Like he recognizes how absurd that clip must have looked.
Yeah.
So he has to say something. Like that's gonna make me think like, oh wow, that was really sus. Oh, my aim assist went crazy there. Oh, never mind. Yeah, his aim assist did go crazy. My bad. Like, who's having that reaction? But the most cringe thing was the bathroom one you were talking about, where he pre-fires the guy who's in the bathroom, and then he goes to another room and just randomly starts shooting to pretend like he always does this when he doesn't. It was so, I literally cringed when he did that. I was like, dude, this is so embarrassing. This is not going to cover your ass, buddy. It's so
because
transparent.
Also,
stop. God,
when he
the worst.
pre-fired the first bathroom where the guy was in the stall, he pre-fired at the stall, basically. Then when he goes in the other bathroom where the guy isn't, he just does the most random pre-fire, which doesn't make any sense. He pre-fired out a window, basically, that was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But the first time where the guy is, it's, of course, the perfect pre-fire. So, yeah, there's that going on. There's also some stuff going on right now. We weren't really going to talk about it, but now I am because other stuff's happening. There's another team that was removed. Some kid named Zepti was permanently banned this morning.
Yes.
He put out some like little statement and he was like, I had somebody grinding Obsidian on my account. Like I thought everything was good. Like this must be the reason for the ban.
Stupid idiot.
So, some guy has said on Twitter, there's a wave that went out last night to combat the issue that's arising with cracked accounts being stolen. It seems anyone who's changed info recently within the last month or so got this ban. So it says temporary ban in game, but on ban appeal, it says permaban. So since that has happened, one of the teams that was banned, Team Luciano, which I guess was also hitting this banned wave, as of like 30 minutes ago, Activision unbanned that team and they reversed that ban. So that may be happening with Zepti's team as well, and they may be allowed to compete still. So something weird happened. It might be some sort of false ban, or it was just flagged incorrectly. Not sure, but that's going on as well with a couple of these teams.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's an interesting development, yeah. If he was to remain banned for having account shared while he is actively participating in the World Series of Warzone qualifiers, I wish it didn't get reversed. How stupid are you?
Mm-hmm.
It is against the terms of service to account share. Even if it's not cheating.
Don't be a dumb kid.
Even if it's not so like simple. Immoral, it's just not worth the risk, buddy. You could go to a LAN. That would be a cool experience. You're going to lose because Biffle's in the tournament, but it would still be cool. You could take pictures with Tim the Tapman and whatever. Say you were there. That would be cool.
Going, but,
and are you going to miss out on that opportunity for some Obsidian camo that you will inevitably earn anyway just by playing the game before the next one comes out? What are we doing, man? That's best case scenario, by the way, is that he was being really stupid by doing that. Worst case scenario is obviously a lot worse. But if it was reversed, well, maybe that is exactly what happened. I don't really know. I'm withholding judgment now that it was reversed. That gives him a lot more credibility in my eyes. But originally I was like, this is awfully suspicious. But either way, super stupid. And don't do that, obviously. Just don't break the TOS challenge. Impossible if you're 20. It's impossible.
Yes.
You can't do it. I don't account share. I don't grind camos. And I'm not qualifying for World Series of Warzone. I could. Yeah. I certainly could. I could pay people to account share and grind things for me. I have people asking me, hey, I'll grind your camo. Someone asked me in, whose name I won't say, but all of you in the Discord know who this person is. He's a saint. Was grinding everyone's atomic back in Vanguard. I didn't do it. Because why? I don't want to get banned. This is my job. And it's like way more important for what they're doing. Because I could just make a new account and that'd be fine. But like,
it's like realistically,
it's just so insane.
You're probably safe. Like the amount of people that actually account share and don't get banned, like hardly anyone does. But it's just, it's when it's against terms of service and you're trying to compete in the World Series of Warzone, the fact that you would ever use an unlock tool or account share, you got to be careful, man. You just got to use your brain and don't do it. It's just not worth it. Yeah. It's just so simple. Don't do it. They have so many good camos you get now for doing almost nothing.
Right.
Don't have somebody account share for you.
Duh.
Seeing all the cool camos we've gotten this year have it's made me not even care that much about the mastery camo in Cold War next year, or in BO6, you know, coming up. Because I'm like, dude, we're gonna get so many cool camos through the year, anyways. Like, we get so much good stuff now.
Yeah.
So grow up,
because I'll have it first. But yeah.
grow
up.
Exactly. Know, figure it out.
By the way, another question: have any other teams been banned for cheating yet? And I say yet.
I don't
deliberately.
think so.
Okay.
Not yet.
Is anyone else under suspicion?
I don't think so. Not that I've heard.
Interesting.
Nobody gets kills because Biffle, Shifty, and Hisoka are once again, they are in the tournament.
They win the tournament before I see someone.
They're better than any 20-year-old that also cheats, so it just doesn't matter.
Actually.
It was funny too because Chefgapparoni got his ankles broken in the gulag. There was a funny clip too. I wish I could find it. I lost it. But some dude slides past him in the gulag, absolutely breaks his ankles, fully kills him while Chefgapparoni is looking the wrong way.
Oh,
lost in the sauce, destroyed him. Bro didn't have his aim lock on. Yeah, it was so funny. Everyone's like, dude, this guy's terrible. No wonder he's cheating. But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever played Black Ops 6 before?
I've not played Black Ops 6, man. No.
Okay.
Unfortunately. I'm not a hacker. Why? What about it, man? Is there anything new?
Well, there's a new leak, which I don't believe, to be clear, but there is a leak claiming that Black Ops 6 will have theater mode.
Whoa!
This is from Bob Network, who is a reputable leaker.
Yeah.
And it's been retweeted by Charlie Intel. Here's the thing. They also said Modern Warfare 2 would have a theater mode. And now they've all gone back, because I think it was Ghost of Hope said something about it, and somebody responded to that tweet. And he said, well, it could be because Treyarch was using MW2 as testing for zombies in that game, so things kind of could have gotten confused. He's lying, of course. He was just wrong.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the person who leaked that was Ralph's Valve, which is the guy that I think old Tommy H was not too fond of, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I think Ralph was the guy who ended up being wrong about everything. So this one might actually be true. It would be super cool. Yeah. If it's in multiplayer only, though, I personally don't care. It'd be great to have for Warzone, but it'll be cool for people to make stuff with it, I guess. But there's so many free recording softwares now, too. Yeah. Good for people on console, especially.
And that, too. Yeah, that's a good point, too. Because you can't record as easily. Well, I mean, you can get a capture card, but yeah. So for those of you who don't know, by the way, theater mode is a it was in Black Ops 4 most recently, and basically what it was you'd play a game of whatever Dom on Icebreaker, and then after the game you go into the theater mode. And it'll have your last, I don't know how many, 20 games or whatever, in the theater mode. And you could just go to one of those games and you can watch the whole thing from anyone's POV, first person or third person, including enemies. Or you could just be like fly on the wall mode, where you just go wherever you want and watch the game. And you could slow it down to half speed. You could fast forward it. You could pause it. Obviously, you could remove the UI to take cool pictures or clips or whatever for YouTube videos or something. It was really, really cool. And in fact, by the way, if you guys want to get some Dropshot history on this very channel, this YouTube channel, we have a YouTube video. It's probably my favorite YouTube video on this entire channel. And it's brought to you by Theater Mode. It's called The Trial of Arkham Knight G6, I think. I think it was Arkham Knight G6 or G6 Arkham Knight or something. But look up just Trial on my channel and then you'll find it. And me and Tanner, what happened was we were playing Dom on Icebreaker, and there was a guy on the other team who was just really sus. And he was shooting at us as soon as we would peek all the time. And then Tanner's like, dude, I think this guy's cheating. And his voice went up 8 octaves. And I was like, oh no, is he? And then I was like, I'm not sure, man. And then I died to him later and I was like, okay, that's kind of sus. And then like the second half of the video is we take it to theater mode and then we look from his POV. And you could even see players minimap info, and it's actually like, it shows the minimap as they had seen it at the time. So he would all of a sudden pre-aim an angle without UAV and no red dots right before Tanner like peeks a wall or something. And then we were like, oh, this guy is cheating. It's really obvious in theater mode and it's funny to watch.
Yeah.
It was such a fun, fantastic video. And I won't forgive who was his defense attorney? What was his name?
Oh boy. I don't remember.
What was his name? He was like level 10,000. He was great.
Was it the Mexican? Was it Cuba's?
No, it wasn't Cuba's, no. Before we like hung out with Cuba's, it was man, what was his name? He was like our friend though. He was cool. But anyway, he was like defending this guy, like, oh, maybe he's not cheating. Shut up. Go watch the video. You guys can see yourselves whether you think he's cheating or not. It's such a fun video. I really loved recording it. But anyway, that's what theater mode is. So this might be coming to Black Ops 6. The reason I could believe this for sure is, number one, the last time we had theater mode was in a Treyarch game, and this game is being developed by Treyarch.
It is,
and this is also a not only full development cycle for Treyarch, but an extended development cycle for Treyarch. So they've had a ton of time with this game. So for those two reasons, I could see theater mode coming back, and that would be really cool. But the big question is, like you said, would it also come to Warzone? My guess is probably no, and that makes it way less appealing to me.
Yeah.
Because like in BO4, we only played multiplayer because multiplayer was like really fun back then. So theater mode was way more exciting. But now, if we got theater mode in Warzone, that would be so cool though. I would be mind blown and I would love that. But I don't see that happening. That is so much data.
Shot. Yeah.
Because again, think of like the floating POV that you can take in BO4 theater mode, where you can just take your camera literally anywhere at any time. How much data is being recorded to save that video? Like, that's so much information. And then to do that for a map that is actually 100 times bigger than a multiplayer map, and with all the players that are on the map and all that data, I don't see it coming to Warzone, unfortunately. But it would be cool in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing that I always hear with theater mode too is it kills the servers. Like, it is not good for server performance and hit reg. I don't know how true that is, but it would kind of make sense if the game's basically trying to log a bunch of video from every single person in the lobby, their POV. I can definitely see that being true. So if that's the case, I certainly don't want it in the game at all, but yeah. Ultimately, kind of just, well, yeah. It's cool for watching other people's POV. That's the thing. So if they don't do it that way and it's just like some sort of theater mode where you can only go back and watch yours,
if it's like a literal
kind of
replay,
defeats the purpose.
Dumb. I agree.
And I kind of feel like that's what they would do at this point, honestly. Because also, if you show other people's POV, think of all like the accusations and drama they would end up causing themselves. They would it would really show more who's cheating and whatnot. And I feel like Activision just wouldn't be interested in doing that.
Yeah, I wonder if they would even consider that.
Yeah.
But either way, we'll see.
Arkham Knight cheats, by the way. G6 Arkham Knight cheats.
Yes, he's a cheater. Yes, that's correct. So we'll see. But the more, I think, relevant thing is we're beginning to enter the season of leaks. So expect BO6 leaks to start coming out. Maybe not every week yet, but every couple weeks probably. And then they're going to start ramping up a lot. And some of the leaks are going to be fake news if they're coming from Modern Warzone or Ghost of Hope. Some of them will be real if they're coming from Tom Henderson, aka Insider Gaming. And some of them we won't know until the game comes out, like from Bob Network, for example. So
Robert Network.
Yeah. So we'll see, but I'm excited for more leaks. And by the way, in 3 days, ladies and also gentlemen, you guys aren't gentlemen, you're pigs. Ladies and servile pigs, we will be getting our gameplay heavy reveal or whatever they said. So that's exciting.
Yeah. I'm
when
excited
is that
to get into
happening
that.
exactly, by the way?
Sunday at 10 a.m.
Okay. Yeah.
9 or 10 a.m.
So that'll be super interesting to see and go into next week. But other than that, that is pretty much it. So just a couple announcements. Welcome to our new patrons. Dan, our new gold patron. Just Dan. Welcome
W.
aboard.
Dan.
Big Dog W. Dan Wan, indeed.
Wan.
Not the socket type, but the man Wan. Thanks, Dan. Very much appreciate that, brother. And Biggie Smalls has finally done it. He's upgraded from Platinum to Damascus. An absolute king, Chad, and God. Long-time listener and long-time supporter. Is now a, well, long-time fan, I should say, has now become a supporter by going to Damascus. So shout out to you, Biggie Smalls.
He's been hanging out at Platinum for a long time. Long time.
Yeah, he's been malingering there. Yeah.
Good work out there, man.
Bro's loitering in the patron alley. Don't do that. Join the lounge. You gotta buy a wristband. Get in the lounge.
Is that what we use, wristbands?
Yeah, we use wristbands. We don't. Yeah. Well, what do nightclubs use? They use stamps, don't they? Little stamps.
I don't know, man. Never really been to many nightclubs.
I own a couple, so we use stamps.
You were at that. We went to that club together in Vegas, right? Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
God, that was one of the worst nights of my life.
Wasn't fun.
I don't know how people go to nightclubs, dude.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Such a bad experience. I wouldn't even want to go there if I were like 21 and single and just trying to bone chicks. It's a horrible experience, man. Jesus Christ, it's bad.
Yeah.
So loud. I can't believe how loud it was in there.
Yeah, exactly. It's everything I hate about being in public, but just like turned to 11. It's like it's
everyone's
too
just
loud.
like,
I can't talk to anyone. I can barely see people. Everything is $1 billion. Like, oh, I want a shot of your worst whiskey. Okay, that'll be $28.
Yeah.
No, okay, cool. I can drink and it's not even a full shot, by the way. It's like 0.9 ounces. So it's just insane. But yeah, anyways. Nonetheless, the Damascus Lounge.
You also just feel like you're
going to
get shot all the time in there. I feel like somebody's going to pull out a gat and just start mowing everybody down.
Yeah, they could.
Looking at the people in there.
They certainly could. Yeah. Nightclub patrons are not the most upstanding citizens generally. Stop going to them.
Yeah.
Such a waste of money. That's the biggest thing to me. You could like go paintballing. It'll be cheaper and you'll have way more fun. Like do so many other things, but anyways, whatever. So Dan and Biggie, thank you boys again. So a little more details on the Patreon. As I said, we will be doing free trials for our Patreon for the whole month of June, and that will start being you can sign up starting Saturday. So whenever I wake up and turn it on Saturday, you can sign up for free. You can't schedule it, unfortunately, so I have to just like manually do it. So yeah, on Saturday at a time pretty early, unless you live in the UK or something, but then I don't really want you anyway. That's a joke. Yeah, that'll be starting Saturday. And then we've structured this so that next Friday on the 14th, we will be doing our Damascus Hangout. So if you wanted to, you could sign up for a free trial of Damascus, because we're opening up free trials for every tier, never before been done. You could do a free trial of Damascus. Make sure you link your Discord and Patreon accounts, even if you're just doing a free trial, and that'll give you access to the Damascus Hangout we're doing this month. So we can have a bunch of free trial friends in there.
That's a great idea. They should do that.
So
that's pretty cool. Never done that, man.
And then you can kind of sample what a Damascus Hangout is like for yourself, and then if you have fun, then go annual. Obsidian.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you wanted to do that, or you could do a free trial at gold or at platinum. Again, it'll be available for all the month of June. But like I said, if you wanted to sample that Damascus hangout, make sure you join at Damascus, the free trial, obviously, and make sure you do it before the 14th, obviously, because that's when the hangout's happening this month. We're going to be doing multiplayer customs this month. And next month, this is a fun and exciting announcement. We are going to be attempting to do, we should be able to do it, an all patrons, all tiers, all patrons hangout, not just Damascus, but every patron we have will be allowed to come to, in the month of July, our very first, not first, but first in a long time, Rebirth Island Customs hangout.
Wow.
Wow. Incredible. So here's the plan. So you have all this information. You're really excited. Listen, relax. Here's what you're going to do. Okay. Saturday, you're going to sign up for a Damascus patron free trial. Okay. You're going to start there. Then you're going to
link.
That's
this Saturday, as in Saturday the 8th, Saturday, June 8th.
Correct. That's exactly right.
Saturday, June 8th, you can sign up at Damascus here. Okay. So I can sign up for free.
For
Saturday, June 8th. Okay, continue.
Absolutely free on Saturday at the Damascus tier. Then you're going to link your Patreon and Discord accounts, and there's a guide on how to do it in the Discord. It's very easy. It'll take you 30 seconds. And if you need help, I have a picture guide. I mean, I'm holding your hand as much as I can. So from there, you're going to come to the multiplayer hangout this month on the 14th. At 6:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Because they're going to be in their free trial. Okay.
Because they're going to be in their free trial. So they can come for free to the Damascus Hangout this month. And then you're going to have so much fun, you won't even believe it. You're going to be like, I can't believe I didn't do this sooner.
Yeah.
And then you're going to feel a little bad about yourself. That's okay. Because you'll at least have something to look forward to. You're going to remain a patron for the month of July. And then if you're a patron at any tier, you're going to be able to come to a fun and exciting afternoon, probably. We'll probably schedule it earlier so we can go longer. Rebirth Customs for all patrons. And that's going to replace the Damascus Hangout.
That sounds dope, man. So
Rebirth
Rebirth Customs in July.
And exciting. Yes.
Rebirth and we need 35 people to start a lobby and to continue playing a lobby.
Correct.
So we need a lot of you guys to show up. And a lot of you have asked.
And a lot of you to sign
up.
So
we will start taking notes. We will be, Monday morning, we will be searching in Discord for everyone who has suggested Rebirth Customs. And no matter what day and time we do it, if you aren't there, you are getting banned from the Discord. And your Patreon membership will not be refunded. You will just be banned.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah.
That's true.
Because we need 35 people, so we're shooting for at least 40. We need at least 40 people to show up to this. Right. And that's all patrons. Shouldn't be hard to do. Figure it out. We'll give you guys 2 or 3 weeks notice, at least, from when we find the, when we set the date and time.
We will, in fact, probably schedule it like next week or the week after, actually, so that we can give people ample time to prepare, ask for the day off work or the afternoon off work or whatever. And we'll probably do it on like a Saturday afternoon or something. We'll do it at a time that we can get as many people involved as we can. But I'm excited. It's going to be really fun. A lot of you guys, again, like Tanner just said, have been asking for this. So we're going to give it to you. Hope we can start a lobby. We need you guys to show up. And it'll be fun too. So what? I'm going to create a bunch of separate Discord channels for the event. So every team can get in their own Discord channel. And then I'll just delete them when the hangout's done to not clutter the Discord. But you can have your own little private channel for your team. To be clear, by the way, it is not a tournament. It's just going to be some custom games. We're just going to have fun with it.
We're just going to vibe, you know.
You can be on whatever team you want. If I get annoyed that Jake is winning too much, I'll put Jaren on his team, and then we'll figure it out that way. But it's not going to be... I'm not aiming for it to be very competitive. We're just going to try and have fun. But you guys are going to ruin that and try your hardest. And then I'm going to have to I'm going to have to do some antitrust laws. I'm going to have to do some monopoly busting.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because Tanner and I, we're the god emperors of the Discord, and we will do that. So it'll be fun, regardless. And I think something else we'll do is we'll do some fun little rules too, like we do at multiplayer hangouts. So a lot of times at our multiplayer hangouts, we will do like, all right, this game of Hardpoint is snipers only. You can only use a sniper. It has to be a bolty, and it has to have a scope zoom of 6x or more. So you can't do like cheese stuff or whatever. So we'll probably do that for Rebirth too. Like, all right, everyone set up a class, bolties only, or whatever. We'll do like shotguns only, maybe. We won't.
That gets hard to do though because of the ground loot and people not buying loadout. We've tried that before. It doesn't work very well in Warzone.
I would just say if we wanted to do that, which I do want to do, I think basically the rule will be your custom loadout must have snipers. But like until you get your custom loadout, use whatever you want. Because I'd still rather have a Car 98 than any ground loot in the game, or any custom loadout in the game actually. So that'll be fine.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, it's going to be really fun. So
that sounds cool, man.
Sounds really great. And by the way, when you sign up for Patreon, once again, we just released our first episode for this month, which was a Urikistan Season 4 strategy guide. Talked about it a little bit already, but it went very well. I think it was a really good idea. Tanner and I have been mixing up the content, the topics we do on Patreon for our bonus episodes quite a bit. And so we started this month nice and early, and we did like a strategy guide, which is basically, it's not really tips and tricks. It's more like overarching, what should your strategy be? How should you play? Where should you land and why? Once you land there, what should you do and why? And how can you maximize your chances of winning? And I think that's a lot different again in Season 4 than it was in Season 3, because there are more people, the same number of buy stations, which makes it harder to buy people back, and way fewer regain mechanics now. So on top of that, there are high value loot zones, which are actually better handled than we originally thought. We talk about it on the bonus episode, and bunkers. So there's a lot that's different, and the Car 98. So there's a lot that's different, and we go into great detail about what's been working for us. And that is available right now for all of our patrons. So you can go listen to it now, sign up now, or you can, that never happened, Jake. I've never bought a gas mask in the first zone. Or you can, Tanner and I have the same name, so I know you guys get confused. Or you can just wait until the free trials go live, sign up then, and then no matter what tier you sign up at, that episode will be available. But yeah, we had some pro tips in there, or pro stratagems, excuse me.
We shouldn't have given them those little tips though.
A little too much.
Now
sauce,
we're just gonna start getting farmed. Yeah. We're gonna start losing. Everyone's gonna go Trump Tower. Oh my gosh, I said the name on accident. Shoot. Everyone's gonna start going.
Right.
Since we told everyone how crazy it is, so I think we ruined Warzone for ourselves, but we'll figure it out soon, man, for sure.
Yes. We will, indeed.
Frog thrust.
All right, so that's it. We will be back on Saturday. We're going to be getting all into the guts of Warzone on Saturday. So be here for that. And remember, free trials will go live on Saturday. But sign up before that so we get money. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Thanks in advance. Stay humble.
Stay humble.